Hello, hello, hello. Am I live? I think I'm live. What's good, everyone? Today, we have a debate on our hands. Give me a second. Right. I am live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and I'm excited. If you haven't noticed, we have a new setup in terms of branding. So I've been trying out this live thing for a couple of days now, and I'm really, really liking it. I'm hoping it becomes more interactive over time, and I'm happy to talk to myself until my community starts building. Either way, these live streams are saved, and you guys can watch it later, which I noticed that you guys are. So welcome to the chat if you're joining now. Today we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff. If you can see by the thumbnail on certain platforms, we are talking about Diane Abbott and Kemi Badenoch. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. I wanted to speak on this simply because I have noticed that they keep coming up in topics I keep talking about. If you don't know me, I run a content studio in East London, South London. So I have a lot of podcasts coming through, and they have really been a really big theme, a big topic of recent podcast. And the Coco Sisters podcast, shout out to them, love them to bits. Great content on there. I wanted to talk about these two women simply because they are UK Black women in politics, and I find it a whole different thing. I find it bizarre, interesting, and very conflicting to see two Black women in power have such different opinions. I know as human beings we are allowed different opinions, but they are so drastically different. It's scary, and I wanted to dive deep into it. With this live series I'm starting, in her opinion, it's basically me giving my opinion on things, anything political, social, pop culture. And when it comes to politics, I am not an expert by any means. I am just a politics fanatic. I find it very interesting, very fun, and I want to learn. I want to learn terminology. I want to understand more frameworks when it comes to the UK political system. I want to understand the history a little bit more. And I don't think I ever really, this is a recent interest, by the way, but I don't think I ever really deep dived into UK politics. And I think it's very neglectful, especially if I'm going to be, which I currently am a British citizen, born and raised here. And I am now an adult, and if I'm living here, I need to know where I am. And I think that's what needs to happen when it comes to UK politics. So we're here today to discuss everything British politics, specifically to do with Diane Abbott and Kemi Badenoch, and it's going to be fun. Let's get into it. I don't know if the music's too loud. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. A little Usher going on in the background there. But yeah, so who should I start off with today? I think I want to start off with Diane Abbott. Okay, let's get into that, shall we? Let me put my good sis on the stage. There she is, Diane Abbott, my good sis, my auntie, my mommy. Joking, not related to her at all. But you know, she's been in the UK political system my whole life and beyond. I think she's been in her seat for about 40 something years, about 40 years or 42 years or something like that. She's been here for a hot second, and she's doing her big one. I'm really, really proud of her, of what she's done so far. And yeah, let's talk a little bit more about her. So if you don't know who Diane Abbott is, Diane Abbott, she has a really good parliamentary legacy. She was in Parliament she became the first Black woman to ever be elected in the UK to be a part of Parliament in 1987. crazy work. She represents Hackney North and Stoke Newington. So I grew up in that area. It's a very Labour heavy area. She was elected into the Labour Party. If you don't know, get to know about my good auntie Diane Abbott. And she has done a lot in her duration in her seat so far, even though it's been taken away from her. She's been suspended basically. But as of 2024, she's been named the Mother of the House, which is basically, she's been named of that because she is the longest serving female MP in House of Commons, which is crazy. I think that one more person was named that before. I don't know who she is, but one more person. But guys, it speaks for herself. Now, Labour as a party is supposed to be, and I say supposed in quotations because it really isn't anymore, but it's originally supposed to be a very left-standing party. My previous live, I mentioned that I believe it's left-centered, but upon reviewing a couple of things whilst researching for this live, I now think it's a little bit more more center-right than left-centered, but I digress. But in terms of Diane Abbott, she's very left viewing in terms of how she operates, and there's just a lot of things about her which I found very interesting. So let me just get these up. Give me a second. Oh no, I didn't have it put on screen. Give me a second. Well, with Diane Abbott, she mainly campaigns for women's rights, racial justice, which we'll go into, civil liberation, that type of vibe, education, equality. She's very about the people and equality and fairness. And I think that's what she's done continuously, even with her recent statements, which I don't believe anything's wrong about, but we're going to go into that. But my main shtick when it comes to this live, when we're talking about Diane Abbott, I think she's not given any respect in many ways. I think people think she's just old and she should just get off, leave Parliament and move on. But I don't think that's fair. She's definitely not treated fairly. There's been so many instances, scary instances, where she has, how can I say it? She's been discriminated against. And it's funny, with all these instances I'm going to mention, it's funny how much she's been discriminated against, and yet her comment about there's different representations of racism, it's not even heard. People think she's just being anti-Semitic. How are you comparing racism? It's not a struggle competition. Do you think anybody who has any prejudice against them, do you think we want to be in that position? No. But with the actions that the government itself has had towards her, it's proven her point. But I digress. So give me a second. Sorry guys, I disappeared there. Here I am. Right, so Diana, but that's a bit of like a debrief about her. She's really for the people. Is she perfect? I don't think so, but for the most part, she keeps her ideology very consistent. She believes in the party to be left and for the people and equality, and I've seen that consistently in how she moves. I would love to do more of a deep dive into Diane Abbott, because all the information I know currently about her is very surface level. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to this politics thing, I'm getting more and more interested into it. So as I'm talking to you guys, I'm no expert. I'm learning the same way. So we're gonna go on the web, Google, and try to figure things out along the way of this live. But it's gonna be fun. I don't know if I have Chris Brown playing in the background, and I don't know if "Take Me Down" is the right appropriate song to go with this live. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's try something different. Right. Cool. I don't know if the quality is good, because last time I tried to take some clips and that was blurry. But it seems like every time I get closer, I get sharper. But maybe I should get closer. Should I get closer? Right. Anyway, Diane Abbott, racism. So my good auntie Diane Abbott has been in some kerfuffle recently. Not even recently. I think over the last 5-6 years, they've been getting at her. So we're going to go in as much order as possible. I think the one I want to start off with when it comes to Diane Abbott is the racist remark that I don't know his name. He's a Tory investor. Like he sponsors he sponsors the Conservatives really heavily. I think I got it up here. Yes, I do. I'm prepared, guys. I'm prepared. Okay, cool. So what is his name to start off with before I start reading this? Mr. Hester. I think it's Frank Hester. He's a Tory donor. And I'm not sure what year this was. I know this was in the last 6 years. 2019, yeah, 6-7 years. Right. So what did he say? He made a comment where I think it says here, but let's just have a read. So where did he go? Hold on. So Mr. Hester, he allegedly made the remarks about Miss Abbott while criticizing a female executive at another organization during a meeting at his company headquarters in Leeds. So this was like a private meeting, and it came out, this, I believe, according to, I think this is a BBC report that I got this snippet from, but okay, cool. So he went on to say, it's like trying not to be racist, but see Diane Abbott on TV and you're just like, I hate, you just want to hate all black women because she's there. And I don't hate all black women at all, but I think she should be shot. That's crazy. That's crazy. They say that again. So Mr. Frank Hester said to Diane Abbott, or about Diane Abbott, he said, it's like trying not to be racist, but see Diane Abbott on the TV and you're just like, I hate. You just want to hate all black women because she's there. And I don't hate all black women at all, but I think she should be shot. Do you know how crazy that fucking comment is? You believe that she should be shot. I'm bringing it back because people keep saying Diane Abbott deserved this, and she deserved that, and she deserved this. But the real question is, time is telling. You got a Tory racist donor commenting about Diane Abbott, saying that she should be shot. You can dislike somebody, guys. No one's saying you can't dislike somebody. But to have so much hatred for a whole group of people because one person has bothered you, I don't know what the context was around this comment. I don't care to know, to be specific. But for you to say that about anybody, especially a minority group in the House of Commons, Diane Abbott, is disgusting. And it was at his company headquarters, so he's good. He's the CEO. But upon investigation, I didn't see any heavy policing around this, any suspension, anything about it. I think there's just been an apology since. Even says on top here, the force said it is working to establish if a crime has been committed. What do you mean? Is hate speech? Is hate speech a crime? I'm not sure, but it better be. What do you mean you're trying to figure out? Figure out what? He said it. They should shoot her. Should we wait till someone comes out and shoots her before it's a crime? Flipping heck. The second instance I want to go through when it comes to Diane Abbott, just to add more context before we get to what has been said, is there was an incident, I believe this is around the same time, probably like 2019 as well. Give me a second. Where did my banner go? Where did my banner go? Flip's sake, hold on. There we go. All right, so right, so the second thing I want to go on to when it comes to Diane Abbott is when she stood up about 46 times. I believe the context was in the House of Commons, they were talking about something to do with race. And I think this was along the same time this joke of a man, Mr. Hester, made his comment. So everything was heated at that moment, but it was about racism or race equality or some sorts, the discussion. And when you want to say something, you must stand up. And she stood up 46 times. And the speaker, is that the right title? I think it's the speaker, ignored her totally. So we're going to add that to the stage now. Hold on.
Mr. Speaker. Question number 1.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker.
Abdul Khan.
2 times.
Mr. Speaker.
3 times.
Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr.
4
Speaker.
times.
My honourable friend is right that our incredible radical judgment.
Thank you,
Oh,
Mr. Speaker. Radical Islamists.
My honourable friend makes a good point, and honourable friend.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it wouldn't be right
40.
for me to comment on.
41.
Later this year, a new.
My honourable friend's right.
42.
Will my right honourable. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My.
That completes Prime Minister's questions.
What a prick. Look at her colleagues. Look at her colleagues. Let's go back. Hold on.
That completes Prime Minister's questions.
He concludes, and her colleagues are like, what the absolute heck? She's thinking, what's going on? What a prick. What an absolute. Ooh. 46 times she was ignored. Do you think she's wearing a bright red coat or blazer? You couldn't see her? You couldn't see her with her bright red jacket. She's very distinctive. She got a little Edna Bob going on and her bright red jacket. You couldn't see her. You ignored her 46 times. But there's no levels to racism. Okay. Okay. You guys are just proving her point. Her experience is different. It's different, and it is what it is, guys. It's not a struggle competition. We don't want to have the worst racism. But sometimes it feels like that. And that's the flipping point. God. There's levels to this. The reason why I feel like Labour Party is more... I said in my last live... But I'm here just chopping it up, man. In my last live, I said Labour is left-centered. I'm starting to believe it's more right-centered now. I found out today that Keir Starmer's wife is a Polish Jewish woman. I need to Google that to confirm. So imagine leading a country that is pro-Palestine, putting all this pressure for you to recognize it as a state. Then you go home to maybe your pro-Israel wife. I should be looking at you saying, oh, you want to pander over the Palestinian people, but you want to come here and chop this something, something. You got the world of the whole country on your shoulders saying pro-Palestine, but you come home to your wife and she's the opposing side. What is my point in saying that? Because you, apart from the country that you represent, your household has to reflect that as well. So he's in a very awkward position, I think, Keir Starmer. I think it's a very awkward position. Very awkward position. So, all right, guys, quick ad break. I had the ad title. You see these sweet and spicy Cheeto Puffs? You see these sweet and spicy Cheeto Puffs? I'm addicted. I'm supposed to be eating healthy right now. I am addicted. Big shout out to them, man. Big shout out to them because they be fucking me up. Right. Ooh. Ooh, child. Guys. Okay, so Diane Abbott. Today, if you're joining the chat, today we're talking about Diane Abbott and Kemi Badenoch. We are still on Diane Abbott, and we were just going over some visuals about this kind of proving her point in terms of her statement about this racism thing. We're going to go into her statement in a second. We're going to go into her statement in a second. So I just need to catch myself. Let me get this statement up now. Where is it? Where did I put it? Right. So what started off this Diane Abbott, her second suspension? So her first suspension was because she wrote a letter to the Observer, which is like a newspaper, right? She wrote a letter to the Observer suggesting that Jewish, Irish, and traveler people experience prejudice, but not racism, in all their lives. So that's in her letter. That's what she mentioned, and then she turns around and she issues a public apology, retracting her remarks. And then because she got suspended because of that letter, then she retracted what she said, and Labour withdrew the whip. When I say the whip, is basically she is suspended until further notice, or she could be permanently removed from the Labour Party. So that's how serious it is when it comes to the whip. But when you are when a party gives you the whip, you basically are an independent MP. You don't really represent anything while you're suspended. And this whipping happened between April 2023 until May 2024. So that was a long time. That was a whole year that she was penalized for that. Cool. Then the second suspension happened in a BBC4 interview. I think I have the BBC4 interview here, don't I? Yes, I do. Shout out to this TikToker. I'm gonna put her video up now. I'm gonna watch it together. Let me turn off this damn music because we need to concentrate when it comes to this video. So right now we are about to watch listen to the audio of what Diane Abbott said on the Radio 4 interview that has gotten her suspended for the second time, that everyone is really just ranting and raving over. But let's hear what she actually said. This is my first time hearing it, so this is my genuine reaction. And not can I just make a statement? Because she's a Black British person that has been in her cabinet for over 40 years, it doesn't mean I automatically support anything she does. If there's anything that she says that's messed up in this video, I will highlight it. So don't think I might have a little bit of bias, but I'm not overly biased. So let's see.
You can see a traveller or a Jewish person walking down the street. You don't know. You don't know unless you stop to speak to them or you're in a meeting with them. But if you see a Black person walking down the street, you see straight away that they're Black. They are different types of racism. But I just think that it's silly to try and claim that racism, which is about skin colour, is the same as other types of racism. I don't know why people would say.
I honestly...
Oh, let's see what she said.
You cannot see what she said wrong. Racism is built on a hierarchical system which positions whiteness at the top. This is why things like colorism exists in so many communities. And obviously, like, the data shows us how deeply anti-Black racism penetrates through our society. It's not racist to point this out. This doesn't discount the experiences of many marginalised groups, but if we're still not grasping this, we'll never be able to address it.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, suspending a Black MP who experiences anti-Black racism for talking about anti-Black racism is racism.
Preach! Preach to the choir! Preach to the bomberclot rascalting choir. Exactly. So what does she say in that video? What was so wrong? I demand it. Someone come and talk right now. What did Diane Abbott say that was wrong? Let me tell you something. Can I distinctively see who's a traveller, who's a Jewish person? In some layers you can. There's Orthodox Jews who have a distinctive aesthetic with their cultural clothing, their head attire, the way they wear their hair. That's Orthodox Jews. There's also travelers. There's certain types of travelers where you can distinctively know what type. You know, they're very flamboyant. They're very like loud of the type of clothing they wear. You kind of have an idea who's a traveler. Do you know what I mean? And that's okay. Everyone has a life or that they're leading in their faith or in the way of life, and we equally. This is the point. We equally need to respect that. Now. But there are Jews and there are travelers who you can't tell who they are. Because the point is, when it comes to racism or any sort of discrimination, the person who is opposed of that religion or lifestyle or wherever it is, they see what they recognize to be is that thing and they act on it. So if I come across a standard white person who looks like they've assimilated to Western culture, i.e. plain clothes, you know, just regular, like you wouldn't even think twice on the road, but ethnically, lifestyle-wise, they are Jewish or they are travelers, I wouldn't know. You will look like a regular white person to me. But being black, I cannot stop being, you will know I'm black simply because I am black. And that is the difference she's making. That's what she's saying. That is the start. That is the difference. I'm gonna play this video one more time so you guys can get what I'm trying to say. But this creator basically summed it up very beautifully. Where's my video? Okay, back to stage. Let's watch it again, guys. Whoever's in the chat, hey, hey, hey.
No, not at all. Clearly, there must be a difference between racism, which is about colour, and other types of racism, because you can see a traveller or a Jewish person walking down the street. You don't know. You don't know unless you stop to speak to them or you're in a meeting with them. But if you see a black person walking down the street, you see straight away that they're black. They are different types of racism. But I just think that it's silly to try and claim that racism, which is about skin colour, is the same as other types of racism. I don't know why people would say.
I honestly cannot see what she said wrong.
It's sad. Do I believe that racism is, or discrimination in general, is dealt with differently in this country or in the West? 100%. Look at, what's his name? Is it David Lineker or Paul Lineker? I can't remember his name, but he does like sports and stuff. I remember him as the Walkers guy. Sorry, guys, I'm so shit with names, you will know. But he revealed that he was fired. We all knew he was fired, but he revealed that he was sacked from the BBC because of some anti-Semitic remarks he made. Now, I don't know what exactly he said, but what my point is that Diane Abbott was told by a Tory donor that she should be shot, and nothing happened to him in any way. Lawsuit, maybe shares pulled out. No one reacted. No, everyone, he just said, I'm sorry for being rude. Not racist, he didn't, nothing. No one reacted to what Frank Hester said about Diane Abbott. No discrimination should be tolerated, but it should be treated the same way. It should. Whether it's Islamophobia, racism, colorism, all the isms and the phobias. If someone is discriminating against you, it should carry the same exact weight. That's why I find it very strange that the government is cherry picking what is discrimination and what isn't. And that is the point that Diane Abbott is trying to make. That's the point. So, I don't know, man. I think it's very logical. I think it's very black and white. I don't know why there's such, even I'm on here debating about it. It shouldn't have gone this big. She should get her seat back in Parliament and everyone moves on. We literally got bigger fish to fry. So I don't understand why. I genuinely don't get it. I don't get it. But hey ho, it's the British government. What is new? Let's move on to Kemi Badenoch. What's her actual last name? Her maiden name. Let me find it for ya. Oh, there you go. Adegoke. Kemi Adegoke, otherwise known as Kemi Badenoch, aka Kemi Badlock. This woman, Kemi, I swear to God, I'm coming for your ass. This woman here frustrates me. She genuinely makes me itch. She does. I hope she wakes up every morning and her bum crack is just itching. She gets on my damn nerves. Where do I start? Let's give a little background story, eh? I had to Google her a little bit because I really wanted to understand. All I've gathered about Kemi is, let me bring her to the screen if you don't know who I'm talking about. Kemi Badenoch. Olukemi Olufontu Adegoke, aka Kemi Badenoch, aka Kemi Badlock. No one, oh God, we're about to get on her ass today. About to get on her bum bum, telling you right now. Right, so what about her? She is born January 2nd, 1980. So that makes her 45. My maths is right. She's 45 years old. She is now the leader of the current Conservative Party. And she's the first black female, black in general, but black female head of any parliament in this UK. And it's very interesting that of all the parties in this UK, it is Conservatives. Now, if you don't know who Conservatives are in the UK, Conservatives is a governmental party. Like if you use America, for example, there's, Republicans and Democrats. We have a whole bunch of parties. Like the leading parties in the UK is Labour and Conservative. I believe there haven't been any major parties in the last 100 years. Like it's always been, in terms of voting, it's always been one of those two. But over the years I've been alive, there's been different parties. There's been Lib Dems. I don't know what happened to them. There's now Reform that's catching popularity. Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana has created a party as well called Your Party. We need some more info about that. I did sign up to the newsletter, but I do need to know what they are about a little bit more, but we'll see. So there are different parties in the UK, but the two leading ones is Conservative and Labour. Labour is supposed to be, and I say supposed to in quotation, supposed to be a left-standing party, but I believe in recent years it's moved position a little bit. My last live, I mentioned that I believe Labour is left-centred, but I definitely now believe they're more right-centred at the moment. Interesting. And Conservative is right. Basically, completely right. And they have been running the country. Conservatives ran the country for about 15 years, a very, very, very long time. They did a lot of damage to the UK over their 15-year reign, or 14 years, I don't know, between the two, but over 10 plus years reign. And so bad that boroughs, cities that were very right standing were voting Labour. Labour was just using that. We'll get into all of that. Today's discussion not about Labour and Conservatives. I need to do more research, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how the parties work. So yeah, Kemi Badenoch, Kemi Adejoke, Oluwakemi. I think she needs to change her name, have a change of name deed and change it to Kerry or Karen. I think that suits her best with her recent remarks. But yeah, right. So a bit of history about her. ChatGPT helps me a little bit. My nose is really itchy. Anyway, so before she became the leader of the Conservative Party, let me remove this. Let me come back. There we go. So before Kemi Badenoch became the leader of the Conservative Party, she previously served as a Secretary of State for Business and Trade, President of the Boards of Trade, and the Minister of Women and Equalities in government. In governments led by Liz Truss, led by Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak. So yeah, don't know how that. Well, it clearly went well because she's the head of the party now, anyway. So that's where she is. I'm sorry, give me a second. Right, cool. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. All right, cool. So Where was I? Kemi Badenoch. So yeah, that's what she was doing before she became the leader of the Conservative Party. She served as a Secretary of State for Business and Trade, and she was the president of boards of the Board of Trade and the Minister of Women and Equalities in government when Liz Truss and also Rishi Sunak was in the position of being Prime Minister. Cool, but her background. From her name, we all know that she's Nigerian, Yoruba. She was born in Wimbledon, but she was partly raised in Lagos from the ages of 6 to 16. So all her formative years was in Lagos. So that's interesting. Her education, she was educated. We are talking about Kemi Badenoch at the moment. So I'm just giving everyone a little background about her and her upbringing, because I think it's very essential when speaking about somebody who clearly despises who they are and where they come from. I know she'll probably, if she ever sees this, be like, no, I don't despise it. I don't identify. I don't know what that in layman's terms, you don't like yourself, babes. You're projecting. Let's not do that. But we're gonna get into it. Cool. Educated in computer systems engineering and law, formerly worked in technology, banking and consultancy, came into politics via the London Assembly before being elected MP for Saffron Walden in 2017, now MP for Northwest Essex. Okay, cool. I want to know, who's ever worked with Kemi Badenoch? Do you got any reviews? Like, she said she was working in banking and stuff. She's only 45, so, you know, I would like to know any reviews on people who's actually worked with Kemi. Right, cool. She was a strong Brexit supporter. And that's so scary. I feel like with Brexit, yeah, I don't understand how people were persuaded to vote to leave. I think even at the time David Cameron was the Prime Minister, I genuinely believe that he didn't think that the country will vote. And it was so close. I think to remain was about 48% and to leave was like 51, some shit like that. And just a fun fact, 70% of 18 to 25-year-olds at the time of the 2015 referendum Brexit election voted to remain. My first ever vote in this UK, I was 18 years old, and that was in 2015 for the referendum, and I voted to remain. And now all of us 18-year-olds are now pushing 30, suffering from those 65-plus-year-olds. You're probably half past dead at the moment. We can't buy houses, we can't find jobs, we cannot get a pay rise. We're in debt because of stupid decisions that conservative people. And the thing is, yeah, I feel like before we go back into Kemi Badenoch, it frustrates me because I feel like if an average UK person just goes on Google and see where the UK is right now economically, their positioning in the world, and how they're blaming everything on immigrants and all that type of stuff, they will see what the country is for what it really is. I'm telling you right now, if they just took 2 seconds to read, we're very liberal people. We like to do things under the covers. I really think that we need to become more politically literate. And that's what I'm trying my best to do, because I've been getting more in tune with it. I've been trying to understand the terminology and framework, because I think like I've neglected it myself. So when I'm speaking here, I am not an expert, a political expert by any means. I did not go to school for it. I don't know nothing. I am learning like everyone else. And I'm trying to form a very well-informed opinion, because 2029 is around the corner and I want to make sure that I'm voting for the right party. What I do know, though, is that I'm not voting for Labour or Conservatives. I didn't vote last year because I didn't know who to vote for, because it's the same ass, different bum cheek. So who the hell are voting for them anymore? And the fact that they've made 16 plus people eligible to vote, I definitely am interested to see how the voting polls will go in 2029. But I digress. Kemi Badenoch. So let's go. Let's make a stage for her. We are talking about Kemi Badenoch now. We just spoke about Diane Abbott. We are now moving on to Kemi Badenoch, aka Kemi Badluck, Olukemi Olufontu Adegoke. That's who we're talking about today. Kemi is an interesting character. Kemi just goes on different platforms and makes remarks and says things. And I feel like, is there any, are you actually hearing yourself speak? It's crazy. Do you think you can go to any country, whether it's Nigeria or not, and say that if someone asks you where you're from, I'm British, they will laugh at you. They will say, where are you really from? That's the first question anyone gets. Anyone with any essence of being ethnic, you're going to get asked that question. And to not identify with Nigeria is crazy. Now, everyone's experience with Nigeria is different. Your formative years were Nigerian. Your formative years were Nigerian. For me, I've been to Nigeria once when I was 3 years old. But in my household, I am in Nigeria. I have felt so connected with the music, with the people, with the community, with my friends, with my cousins, with everyone. How do you not feel Nigerian? I know your kids are eating chicken and chips every day because I don't understand. Or beans on toast. Do you even have... I'm getting frustrated, guys. I'm getting frustrated. So yeah, let me just put a post up. Let's just see, because I'm about to go off. Now, the next post I'm going to post is from a podcast called Your Auntie's Podcast. Love them to bits. I watch them all the time. And they're very entertaining. But they basically go over what Kemi said within this, I think. No, what did you say? Was this the one? Anyway, Kemi said something crazy and they talk about it. So let's react to it and discuss it. So here we go.
Grooming gangs and the failures of authorities to address the issue. Kemi, being Kemi, she lent into the whole grooming gangs, the stereotypes. She said it's crucial that an inquiry looked at cultural issues. She said the perpetrators came from a very poor background, a sort of peasant background, very, very rural, almost cut off from even the home origin countries that they might have been in.
Kemi.
She's being used.
No, she's offered herself up.
She's offered herself.
She's offered it. She's like,
no, I'm just saying that, but she's allowing herself to be used.
She's a vessel for white supremacy.
Yeah,
that's what she is. She volunteered.
She did volunteer
herself.
But she's still being used as the face. She's still being used as the face.
No, she's fought to get where she is. They didn't find her and say, "Oh, Kemi, come and do this." Not give her that grace.
I wasn't giving her grace. I'm just saying that she's been. They're using her. But yes, she's willing.
I think when you think what it is that she's kind of like in a position that they can use.
Yes, that's what.
Because if she was ever performing on the right side of history, you'd actually be quite impressed by her. Because when she goes head to head with Keir, she really does go.
She does.
It's just disappointing that you represent everything that we've been fighting against. Everything. I mean, especially when you see a black woman in that position. From
they're competing.
I don't understand why they don't understand why they don't understand.
Oh gosh. Kemi seems like a puppet. Is she? Is she really? And it's so frustrating because as Nigerians, we have this saying that Niger, i.e. Nigeria, Niger no carry last. We are very determined, very educated, very outspoken people. And the fact that she says that she doesn't identify as a Nigerian is crazy because she embodies everything a Nigerian has to be. She's in power. She's outspoken. She's smart. She's very educated. She can hold a room down. She takes up space, and it upsets me. What do you mean you don't identify to be Nigerian? Because every good Nigerian family that prides their children in education, in love, in respect, always emits greatness. And she has every single characteristic, but she's using it incorrectly. They are using her, and I don't think she gets it. Because if she becomes in power, which will never happen because the UK is racist as hell, but if she ever becomes a prime minister, which will never happen, she is the scapegoat, and she'll remain in history as a scapegoat. I don't know what I'll say. It's scary. Kemi. I have another clip here. I think she's on, I don't know if it's a podcast or an interview, but they're talking about immigration. And I believe the host said, can you put a number on how many immigrants should be in this country, since, you know, the immigrants are ruining everything, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, it's 2 minutes long. I'm going to skip through it in different parts, but let's just hear what she has to say.
1,000 unskilled migrants. Your net migration numbers, they're fantastic, but your country is not better. We are not looking at the real thing. Who is coming into our country? Why do they want to be here? I remember coming back to the UK age 16 and thinking this is an amazing place. That why would anyone not want to be here? I know the pull that the UK has, but we have to make sure that everybody who is here buys into what the UK is about, and they're not trying to turn it into wherever it is they came from. They're
not trying to turn it to whatever they came from. That's all they know, though. And what is everybody? Are you talking about a particular type of immigrant? Maybe the one that was actually had the financial means to come over? Or are we talking people who claim asylum, who are running away from wars, that don't want to be here, but are here simply because they want to be safe? What is everyone? What are we talking about here, Kemi? Let's continue.
I don't want this country to turn into Nigeria or India or wherever. I want it to.
And also, why is Nigeria the first country that always comes to you? And India, those two, can you please give Indians and Nigerians respect? Because every time you go to the doctors, anytime you want yours to be taken care of, every time you go to the flipping corner shop, there's a South Asian or a Nigerian there to help you. Give them respect. They're always the first people to come to mind. Oh, we're getting heated. I'm getting angry. That's the first thing that comes into any person's mind when it comes to immigrants in culture, they're taking over. Yes, we are out of the minorities. We are the largest minorities out of the minorities. And we do stick out like a sore thumb, but that's how God made us. And we like it that way. Okay? Let's go back into the clip.
To be the place that we all love. And that's something that we don't talk about. Once upon a time, immigration happened in small numbers, slowly, so that people were absorbed and assimilated into society. And it wasn't because they took a citizenship test or government regulations.
I'm sorry, when those Europeans went to Australia and took over Australia and New Zealand, and no one said anything. She said at the beginning of this clip, she said, sorry, I have to eat this Cheeto puffs. Shout out to Cheetos. I already did a little shout out earlier. These ones, these sweet and spicy Cheeto puffs, banging. Right. Oh, gather your thoughts, Claire. Gather your thoughts. Give me a second. These Cheeto puffs are nice. Okay. So, at the beginning of this clip here, Kemi says, you have to assimilate to the culture that to the country you're going to, i.e. Britain, right? Cool. And you can't change it into whatever you want it to be. And then the first two countries that came to her head was Nigeria and India. Fine. But when the Europeans, I think mainly, I don't know what type of European, whether it's British or whatever, I don't know who, but when the white Europeans made their way over to New Zealand and Australia, to all countries, and colonize them and scatter them like Skittles to impose their culture by force. No one can say anything, but they can't do it to your country. I feel like every country I feel like the world is ours. Human beings has created this floating rock of ours into this. Oh, we're gonna get into it. I'm about to go on a tangent. Let's just finish this clip. Okay, let's just go.
Society did the integrating. Now we're all told you can't say this, you can't say that. The moral and cultural relativism, everything is fine. Nothing is, nothing should be criticized. And then we're seeing the most extreme things happening. Manchester bombing, hearing that the security guard didn't want to ask a question because he thought it might be racist. We're just.
So I'm just trying to process what she just said. So she's blaming, or she's alluding to. So if you're just joining the chat, hey, we're watching a clip of Kemi Badenoch talking about racism, immigration, and her views on it. And this part of the clip, let me just rewind it because I need to really just digest what she just said.
Manchester bombing, nothing is, nothing should be criticized. And then we're seeing the most extreme things happening. Manchester bombing, hearing that the security guard didn't want to ask a question because he thought it might be racist. We're just seeing this all.
So she's blaming common decency, equality, respect. So because she thinks everything is barred, certain language is barred, because it is, you can't say, like when we talk about trans people, for example, you say trans man, trans woman, you don't say, well, I'm not going to say it, but there's words that are not PC anymore. You don't say it. But there's ways of approaching people because people understand where they lie in society. So you're blaming the Manchester bombings on a security guard because he was scared to say something because he thinks it's racist. Probably what he was going to say is racist, and he didn't have the language or didn't care to know or understand. This is if it's true. So I don't know if this what she's saying is true, right? He probably didn't have the language, or is just a racist cunt, and then asked an appropriate question. And that's on him. If that is the case, they didn't catch this bomber. First of all, do your job right. If that was the case, do your job right. Pat people down, put them through the scanner properly, and make sure that they don't have anything dangerous on them. You're blaming the Manchester bombings on minorities because the security guard didn't want to ask this minority a question because he thought it was racist. Probably what he was going to ask was fucking racist. And he was a racist. If this is the case, by the way, only if this is the case. Kemi and these stupid braids. These stupid damn braids. I bet she goes to like Tony and Guy to get these braids done. She's not in fucking Queen's Market because these are not Queen's Market braids. These stupid braids.
All over the place. This is not how you run an immigration or an integration policy. And that's where we need to be. Arguing about, well, should it be 80,000 or 70,000? It should be whatever we can sustain for the long term. It's different. If people are having children in this country, we will not need people. If people aren't having children, then we have a problem. So birth rate comes into it. But what I'm not going to be arguing is, should we have 75,000 or 76,000?
But the question isn't that.
It's a fake debate.
It's not a fake debate. It's not a fake debate because the question is, should we have 1.2 million people?
No, 1.2 million is way too high. No.
How do I feel about immigration and how it's handled? I don't know too much about it, so I can't speak too much about it. But in the ideal world, I feel like human beings should have access to whatever land they should need within reason. Obviously, each land has amount of resources that can sustain an amount of people. But in crisis, people should be able to move around as freely within reason as possible, I think. In the economical state that we're in, there's a lot of like doctors that are going on strike, nurses that are stressed out. I don't think it's an immigration problem. I think it's a budgeting problem. I did a YouTube video a couple months ago called "The UK is a Scam," and it was basically going into detail about just the way money is spent in this country. Sorry, I'm just trying. Yeah, so it was just the way money is spent in the UK, and it was crazy. They had a plan called the Garden Bridge, I believe, and I think the project, to start off the project, it was 55 million or something like that, and the project never started. There wasn't even foundation. There was not even bricks. Do you know what I mean? But where did that 55 million go? It went to paying off projects or contractors that never did a job. All those planning, pre-planning, site managers, surveyors, all of that stuff. That's where the 55 million went. And all of it was taxpayers' money. The bridge was supposed to, I don't know where it was supposed to be exactly. I think it was supposed to be around the Docklands area, as a walking bridge, which like had like really good, pretty garden areas and, you know, touristy like zones for people to walk over the River Thames. Why was the idea even there? We don't need a bridge. But yet 55 million pounds was wasted on a fake bridge that never happened, that didn't even leave the flipping blueprint. People are blaming asylum seekers for this and immigrants for that. It's the spending. It's how the money is being spent. They are not spending it properly and it's not trickling down properly. What are people not getting? There's no humanity in this world anymore. People just giving people grace. In this country, it's pure stark racism. When the Ukraine and Russia thing started, UK was like, oh yeah, we'll bring people in, they can stay with us and everything like that. But everyone else must be sent to Rwanda. Remember that? When the Ukraine and Russian thing started, there was a lot of African students. They were physically being pushed off trains because it should be Ukraine people first. I'm so sorry. This is a human crisis, a humanity crisis. There's a war going on. There shouldn't be, I'm a citizen, I should be put in first. Are you on crack? Did anyone watch 2012? The movie? The world was literally coming to an end, and the rich people had these tickets to go on some sort of ship or boat to protect them. And everyone else had to find their way around. That was literally what was going on. When we see things in films, yeah, it's not all imagination fiction. It's not going to happen. It can happen. And we're seeing it. So, Kemi, because the UK is one or two signatures away from being in any war right now. And if we were in a physical combat and people are trying to leave to go to safety, are you going to remain here? Are you going to go up to Yorkshire? Because I'm going back to my village in Nigeria. You think your mother is going to stay in this UK? She's not going to stay here. She's not. Guys, it's crazy in this dunya. I'm telling you right now. In this dunya, it's treacherous. Guys, Kemi Badenoch is making me hot. She's making me heated. But in recent news, August 2nd, no, not today, I think it was yesterday or the day before, Kemi was on a podcast called the Rosebud Podcast. I don't know who the host is. It's only can be found on Spotify. What is the host name? The host name is, give me a second, I don't know how to pronounce his name. You guys are gonna cuss me out. Gallis Brandriff. Okay, we're not gonna try. But yeah, Rosebud Podcast. That's where she was. And she made a comment. Kemi has made many comments. But we're gonna go through it, okay? Where is Kemi's comment? I thought I saved it. Flip. Uh-oh. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna bring it up. Where's my phone? Okay. Damn, I thought I had it prepared for you guys. Look at me thinking I was prepared, but I'm not. Give me a second. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You like that? Hold music. I'll keep going. Do 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 do. Okay. Hold on. I'm just gonna chat GPT it quickly because I thought I had it prepared, but I don't. Come on, hurry up, ChatGPT. Okay, got it up. Right, so Kemi Badenoch on She was on the Rosebud podcast, an episode that went live a couple of days ago, so we don't know when she actually filmed it, but I believe there was a question asking about how she feels about her identity in some capacity, and she made a series of comments. So she said, I'm Nigerian through ancestry. By birth, despite not being born there because of my parents, but by identity, I'm not really. I know the country very well. I have a lot of family there, and I'm very interested in what happens there. You are? Okay. But home is where my now family is. And my now family is my children, it's my husband and my brother and his children, and in-laws. The Conservative Party is very much part of my family and my extended family. I call it scary. So Nigeria was in the past. Listen, it's all a game. You know, you have to play chess. She is the head of the Conservative Party, and she has to be seen as British as ever, of course. She has to overcompensate because she is Nigerian and she is black, you know. So whether she admits it or not, she has to overcompensate her positioning in this country. And this is what I mean when I referred to Diane Abbott's comment earlier. Diane Abbott was saying on that Radio 4 interview that you can basically distinctively know that I am a black person, but if a traveler or a Jewish person was walking down the road, you probably wouldn't know because you see white first. And being the leader of a party that is extremely right, the supporters of them are most likely to be very, how can I say, we're not going to go there. I'm going to find the right language one day, but I don't want to be cancelled. But I think you guys can know what I'm alluding to. Saying that you're only Nigerian through ancestry and that's it, and you're first generation British is wild. The only type of black person that can say what she said in any capacity is a African American person through and through. If you hear this in an African American tone, that makes perfect sense. If an African American who was enslaved said, "I am Nigerian through ancestry," that makes sense. Because it's true. Through a DNA test, they found out there were Bantu tribe, this, West African, or wherever the hell they came from. But they don't know Nigeria. They weren't born there, they didn't know it, but through ancestry they are, and they can respect that and appreciate that. But they are African American because that's the culture they've been born into and that's all they know. And that makes sense. But Kemi Badenoch, Kemi Olufonto Adejoke, you were born in Nigeria. You are first generation Nigerian. You were raised in Nigeria in your formative years, I believe, if I'm not correct, ages 6 to 16. Your family is in Nigeria. You embody a Nigerian in every way possible. Nigerians specifically, aside from them being physically Nigerian, a characteristic, if someone says, what is a Nigerian? What do you think, what represents a Nigerian? You would say well educated, you would say outspoken, you would say smart, you would say, in a positive light anyway, because I know sometimes we can be a bit much, but in a positive way, these are attributes or characteristics of a Nigerian that most people who have familiarized themselves with Nigerian would say you embody it through and through, but yet you don't identify it and identify with it. That is so strange. That, and you're saying conservative is your family. When, if, and how you become prime minister of this country, which I think is a very slim chance. That's conservative. You're gonna eat your words. the Conservative Party is very much part of my family. Oh, you're going to be the scapegoats. Oh, they're going to chop you like Christmas goat. I'm telling you now. Mark my words. When that time comes, I'm going to redo this clip and say, see, what did I say to you? Stop tussling with them people. I'm telling you right now, Kemi. You're dealing with fire. And one thing Nigerians can do, yeah, they can insult you. They can cast you out. We've even changed your name. Your name is Kemi Badenoch as gist. Just joke. Shake my head. Shake my head. Well, guys, we've been on here for an hour. Today we are talking about Diane Abbott and Kemi Badenoch. I've just spent the last maybe 30 minutes plus on Kemi Badenoch and the first half an hour on Diane Abbott. And I see I got a couple people here in the chat. Good morning. Well, what it's not morning for me, it's evening for me. Where are you coming from, Lady D? How are ya? How are ya? Well, yeah, so we're talking about the today's live is about two black women with two different views on politics. Two completely different views of politics. And it's interesting how both of them, one has been treated the way the other one is going to be treated soon. And it's like foreseeing your future. Like, I don't understand. Las Vegas, welcome. Yeah, so Lady D, do you know much about British politics? Do you know who Diane Abbott is or Kemi Badenoch? Do you know? If you don't, I'll just give you a little brief. So Diane Abbott is a British MP. So she is a Parliament government representative of a party, which is a government-led like organization that runs the country. Same as like in America, you got Republicans and you got Democrats. So she represents Labour, who is our representing party at the moment. And she runs a borough in London, two boroughs in London called Hackney and Stoke Newington. I grew up in those areas, so I know her very well. And she's been attacked over the years racially continuously. And I can go over everything again briefly for the new people coming in. Welcome. And she is for the people. The Labour Party is a very it's supposed to be a very left-standing party for the people, you know, equal rights, socialist type of vibes. But of recent years, I believe personally, in my last live, I said they're left-centered, but I think they're more center-right. But that's where we are at the moment. And then Kemi Badenoch is the opposing party lead. The opposing party is called Conservatives. And it's within the name. They're very conservative. They're very like financially forward, more for the businessman, not for the people, more for the rich, not for the poor. That's like in very basic, simple terms. I am not a political expert, so if you guys think you can describe it better than I can, please comment it down below in the chat. But that's what Kemi does. And Kemi's actually now, after the last election, the last UK election was in 2024, where Labour won, but the Conservative actually ran the UK for the last, I think, 14 years. So a very, very long time. They won 3 times because our campaigns, our Prime Minister campaigns are every 4 years. They've won about 3 or 4 times. The last round was a mess. In that last round, the Queen died, the recession started, COVID happened. So we had like 3 or 4 prime ministers within that time. We had Boris Johnson, we had Rishi Sunak, we had Liz Truss. We had a bunch of just incompetent people in power. So when Labour became, reinstated themselves within power, Conservatives had to find themselves a new head, and Kemi Badenoch was the person that they chose. This is how Kemi Badenoch, let me go through Diane Abbott. So Diane Abbott looks like this. No, wrong person. Wait, give me a second. Where's that clip? Removed. There you go. What's going on? Give me Abbott. There she go. there I am. Diane Abbott looks like this, if you don't know, and Kemi Badenoch looks like this. Very similar. What do we see? We see black women. We see strong, powerful black women, but their ideologies are totally different, and it's really, really sad. Just to gloss over what I've mentioned about Diane Abbott, in this discussion, I focus mainly on the racial abuse that she's had. Diane Abbott is the first UK black in general, but female MP. She was instated in 1987. She's been in her political bag for almost 40 years. And she's been doing her big one, and of recent years they've been trying to push her out. So what I glossed over, that there was a comment made by a Tory. So Tory is like a abbreviated version of conservative. So when we talk about conservative, we might use the word conservative or Tory. So a Tory donor, obviously when it comes to campaigns, you need donors. Like in America, was it not Elon Musk that was helping the campaign with Trump and all that type of stuff? So same type of thing, smaller scale. Yeah, so this Tory donor called Mr. I believe his name's Frank Hester. He made a very scary comment about Diane Abbott. I don't know why the full thing's not showing. Hold on. I know why. Give me a second. Let me take that off. There we go. So the comment that Mr. Frank Hester made about Diane Abbott was, it was in a meeting. I think he's a CEO of some company at his company headquarters in 2019. He said, "It's like trying not to be racist, but you see Diane Abbott on TV and you're just like, I hate you. You just want to hate all black women because she's there. And I don't hate all black women at all, but I think she should be shot." Yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. And in 2023, so this was in 2019, so she faced a lot of abuse when it came to this. In 2023, let me come back to the screen. Right. In 2023, Diane Abbott wrote a letter to a newspaper called The Observer, I believe, just describing her views on racism and discrimination and highlighting that this is how I interpreted it, so this is not a quote, but basically there's different types of discrimination, and as a black person you can see me as black, and if you couldn't really tell, well, in terms of at first glance you couldn't really tell a Jewish person or a traveler, and racism is dealt differently. That's what she was basically saying in that report, which a lot of us don't a lot of us agree with. I agree with it as well. And the whip was taken from her. The whip means basically you cannot represent this party, you are suspended, and right now you'll be seen as an independent MP, so you don't really stand for any party in particular, but you can represent yourself. So that happened, and she was suspended for a whole year. I believe it was from April 2020 through May 2020. No, it was a year. It was like April 2023 to May 2024, something like that. But it was a year that she was suspended. And then she doubled down on her comment, even though she apologized, which I don't believe she should if you're going to go and double down on it. But she doubled down on her letter of recent in the BBC radio interview. And, pardon me, and she said this, let me add it to the stage.
It's built on a hierarchical system which positions whiteness at the top. This is why things like...
Sorry, give me a second.
No, not at all. Okay. Clearly, there must be a difference between racism, which is about colour, and other types of racism, because you can see a traveller or a Jewish person walking down the street. You don't know. You don't know unless you stop to speak to them or you're in a meeting with them. But if you see a black person walking down the street, you see straight away that they're black. They are different types of racism. But I just think that it's silly to try and claim that racism, which is about skin colour, is the same as other types of racism. I don't know why people would say.
I honestly cannot see what she said wrong. Racism is built on a hierarchical system which positions whiteness at the top. This is why things like colorism exists in so many communities. And obviously, like, the data shows us how deeply anti-Black racism penetrates through our society. It's not racist to point this out. This doesn't discount the experiences of many marginalised groups, but if we're still not grasping this, we'll never be able to address it. And I'm sorry, suspending a Black MP who experiences anti-Black racism for talking about anti-Black racism is racism.
Preach, 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 preach. So that's what's basically going on with her. There's been other instances during her tenancy as a MP. In my lifetime, the one that really stuck out for me as well was her basically in the House of Commons. You know, they congregate every now and then to talk about issues that happen in the country, usually about issues that has petitions against it. So in the UK, if you put a government petition out for whatever cause or, you know, reasoning that you want, if you get a minimum 10,000 sign-ups, it can be spoken about in the House of Commons. In this particular video I have, I can't remember the context of it, but I think I read it was something about to do with racism and like some act or something. And it was around the time that where the comment of Mr. Frank Hester mentioned that she should be shot and everything. So it was very heated times, and she stood up 46 times and they never let her speak. So the way it works is that all the MPs will be in there, and if you want to say something, you must stand up, and then the speaker, so the person who's conducting this session, will say, okay, you can go ahead and speak. And she was ignored. Let's have a look.
Question number 1.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker.
Abdul Khan.
Mr. Speaker. Question number 1.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker.
Abdul Khan.
2 times.
Mr. Speaker. Just...
Mr. Speaker, as I said, the comments were wrong.
Complete rubbish. The gentleman in question...
I thank my honourable friend for...
No,
Mr. Speaker.
Later this year, a new...
My honourable friend's right to raise this issue, and I can assure her that it...
43.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, will my right honourable... Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
One more time. 46. Look
That
at her.
completes Prime Minister's questions.
They conclude, and she's like, what's going on? Everyone's like, huh? Now, I don't know how it works. Because if I'm seeing my colleague stand up like a frog every 2 seconds, can't you shout out? Because I know the House of Commons is very like, yay, and they can shout out and say stuff. Could no one say nothing? You can't miss her. She's wearing a bright red blazer, and she has a very distinctive look. You know who she is. She's a handful of Black MPs, so who else could it be but Diane Abbott? She's wearing a bright red blazer with a signature Edna bob, her fantastic glasses, and her poise, and you didn't see her? You ignored her 46 times? Only God knows the duration of that 46 times, because obviously it was cut. I'm drinking a really nice drink in my cup by a Ghanaian company called Sobel. So you know sorrel, like it's hibiscus leaves, and you boil it and everything, but this is with ginger and it tastes really, really good. Shout out to them. I don't know if you can actually shop for it here, but a client of mine gave it to me. If you're entering the chat, welcome. We are talking about Diane Abbott and Kemi Badenoch. What are you guys' opinions on it so far? I am located in my studio, Haven Talk Studios. You can see the logo at the back right there. We are a content studio based in East London and South London. I've got 2 branches, and we work with hundreds of podcasts. You've definitely probably seen one of our sets online somewhere, especially in the UK for you stream in terms of podcasts. We have 5 sets, and yeah, we are enjoying the sets at the moment. We're enjoying the summer. We're making a lot of content. I had about 4 bookings today in itself happen, and it was fun. It was really, really fun today. And the reason why I wanted to talk about these topics is because my clients have been talking about politics a lot, and it sparked my interest. We spoke about, like yesterday, we were speaking about voters ages 16 and up being able to vote now, making it legal. What does that mean? we spoke about African leaders and African presidents. If you go on my TikTok page, it's Chloe Alexandra. You probably saw some clips that I made regarding that. Yesterday, I found out that the Cameroonian prime minister is 92 years old, which I thought was crazy work. I don't know how a 92-year-old can run a country. And the funniest thing to top off of that is that he doesn't even live in the country that he is president for. He is a Cameroonian president, yet he is based in France and Geneva, Switzerland. He doesn't even live in the country that he's president for. And these are the discussions that I want to be having on here. This is a live stream type of thing I'm trying to do here called In Her Opinion, which is basically my opinion about social stuff, pop culture, political views. Right now, the life has been very, very politically driven. And I think I'm not concluding the pod, but this particular live is supposed to be just about Diane Abbott and Kemi Badenoch and just to highlight certain things they've mentioned. But to conclude this part of the live, I think black female positioning in the UK is very different, I think, compared to America. We can discuss that in the chat, don't mind. Or compared to anywhere else in the world. I think it's very difficult because we live in a place that racism is very, how can I say, passive. There's starting to be more direct, and to be honest, I prefer direct racism. If you don't like me, call me a black motherfucker, do that. I'd rather know who my enemy is rather than be doing all this. On a day-to-day, as a black woman in the office, when you just walk in the streets, within, you know, just the way we've grown up, it's been very, very challenging. And to finally see a black female leader of a party denounce their identity as a Nigerian, and kind of, I feel, I haven't seen any comments from her by it, but I feel kind of shy away from her blackness scares me, because it makes me feel like, who is there to defend me? And I feel like that's how Diane Abbott might feel, because she is so left, because she is so for the people, racial issues, women's rights, all of these justices, if that's a word. In that video where she stood up 46 times, no one looked at her like, what's going on, until the end, till they concluded. When it comes to this comment about, you know, racism and stuff that she made on the BBC4 thing, no one is coming to her aid. Her position's been taken away. There's no one in the political sphere that is hearing what she has to say. No one is hearing out, but yet a Tory donor could come here and say that she should be shot. What? And this is the everyday things that black women go through. We know what's right. We say what's right. We defend ourselves. We are outspoken. We try to be in a position of diplomacy, but yet we're never defended. That's why we have people like Kemi Badenoch. What's the other guy? Is it David Lammy? I think he's Ghanaian. People like them basically being a coon, a coconut, because they have to. And also, I can tell you right now, if Kemi Badenoch came on any podcast, whatever, and told her story, you will hear struggle in it. It doesn't matter how influential or how well off her family is, and I definitely feel like she must have struggled for the position that she has now. Do you think it's easy to be a leader of a party, more or less one of the most powerful party in the country, with all the racial? You don't think that affects you? Do you think you're immune to it? Shame on her, man. Just shame. Hey, everyone that's entering the chat, I see you all. Just say something, say hey, say what's up. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We are talking about UK politics. We're talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm trying to think what else is going on in the UK right now, because I'm tired of talking about these two. We know it's messed up. What can we do about it? I don't really know what I can actually do about it. in terms of my vote, Conservatives are never getting my vote, boy. So they've never gotten it and never gonna have it. So that's my contribution. I do feel like, if you don't know, of recent, 16-year-olds have been given the right to vote in the UK. I do feel like the least we can try and do is outreach within schools, youth centers, communities, and find a way to connect with the children to help them make a well-informed decision. What does that mean? A lot of people might think, oh, you're just going to sway them to vote for who you want to vote for. Not necessarily. I think there just needs to be an encouragement of having an interest in politics. I rather individuals just make their own opinion, you're left, right, left-centered, up, down, whatever, but be interested in it. Like when I was younger, it was what's it? CBB, not CBBC. What's News Round? That's it. There was News Round. There was what was the one? There was a website as well that I used to use it heavily. It was Orange. I can't remember what it's called. Damn, I can't remember what it was. But it was for young people. And I think there's now more ways to connect with the young people than back then. So why aren't we making those resources? That's why for me, I feel like a platform like this is a resource, because I'm not a political expert by any means. I'm trying to understand myself. I'm trying to learn. That's why I want people to engage a bit more, speak in the chat so we can actually discuss. But this can be an outlet. How do you feel about it? What do you think is right? What do you think is wrong? I had a little TikTok debate with someone. Let me see if I can bring up the comment. Hold on. It was about, I believe, hold on. Let me see. Okay, he even commented back. Ooh, we are in a commenting war. Let me show you guys. So it was me. It was a TikTok that I made, and I said that I believe the Labour Party is left-centered, not right, but not left either. And the person commented saying, left-centered, you must be joking. He is a socialist, and that's why his policies are actually ruining Britain. He, in terms of Keir Starmer. Then I replied, I have to disagree. Socialism is not about benefiting lazy people. It is about creating a fairer society where people have access to basic needs like healthcare, education, and decent working conditions. Saying Diane Abbott is extremely right because she speaks up for Black communities is incorrect. Advocating for racial justice doesn't mean, sorry, I extended it, doesn't mean she's against the general population. Supporting a marginalized group is not racism, it's addressing inequality. The comparison simply does not hold up. Then the person replied and said, it's not about benefiting lazy people, but that who it mainly benefits. What is the difference between Diane Abbott and Tommy Robinson? Crazy work. Tommy Robinson is this crazy white man that is pro-Britain. That makes sense. Anyway, that's really the abbreviation version, but Google it, Tommy Robinson. He then goes on to say, this is the problem with society. We have gone past equality and now going for greed. If you speak for one group, then you shouldn't be a politician. She's not speaking for one group, she's speaking for equality, but she is Black and she's highlighting her experiences that we see every single day. But I hear you. Okay, cool. Then I replied, I said, I believe Keir Starmer leans somewhat socialist. Is that right, Order? Okay. I believe that Keir Starmer leans somewhat socialist, which I don't necessarily oppose. I agree that resources should be shared more equally among the population. However, the approach to Palestine and Israel situation suggests he aligns more with center-left. I now believe more center-right, but in this comment I said center-left politics, particularly in terms of foreign policy, which I stand by. Then he just replied, so I don't know how I'm going to reply to this, but what did he say? He said, socialism does not work as it benefits the lazy the most. I don't understand how socialism, equality with resources and access to things benefits lazy people the most. I don't understand. There's lazy people who are poor and there's lazy people who are rich. Do you think it's only smart people that make money? Donkeys can make money. There's cats on flipping TikTok you show a laughing at a lazy cat, and that cat, an animal, has made millions of pounds. So please, why does socialism equate to people being lazy? But okay, socialism does not work as it benefits the lazy people the most. Diane Abbott is not extremely left. She's actually extremely right, as she only fights for black rights. Okay, she she don't want to benefit the general population, but only her own kind. She would be called a racist if she was white. I hate when people say things like, "Oh, if this was the other way round." Anytime you see someone say pro-right, isn't it not about you can't be here? Is it not? I saw a TikTok the other day of a new little village being created somewhere in America, right? That is only for whites only. Diane Abbott does not advocate for that. She's advocating against discrimination, yes. Does it stop you from communicating with black people, being around black people, procreating with black people? No. What do we not get here? I'm not going to go back and forth with this person. They have their views and I'm not here to shift it. So I'll let life do that to them. I can't be bothered. And I don't really go back and forth with people in the comments, to be honest. I just thought it was necessary for this one. But it is what it is. Hey ho. So what do you guys think? How do you think the position of the country is at the moment? What other questions I want to ask you guys? I'm not really sure really. Ask me some questions. I've done the hard work here, guys. I know y'all watching. What's going on? What do you guys think of the live so far? I'm enjoying this live stuff. I'm not going to lie. I think it's easier than making YouTube videos. I have so much YouTube videos in my hard drive, yeah. That I need to edit and I can't be bothered. I just can't. I really can't. But if I just come on here, chat my life away, think of a topic to talk about, engage with you guys, have a great time. It's more interactive, it's more fun, it's more personal, and I love it. And yeah, so welcome to my YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook page. I am Chloe Alexandra. This is In Her Opinion live, and this is where we live stream every now and then. I do not have a schedule, so I will schedule the lives when I'm gonna go live. So just make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, so when I do go live or like put a scheduled post, you know that I'm coming live on whatever date and time, and click the notification bell to be notified when I'm coming live, so you know. Make sure you do that, okay? So you know when I'm coming live again. I really, really do enjoy it. I have a lot of fun. It's been an hour and a half. It feels longer than that. I don't know, but that's okay. That's okay. Make sure you like, subscribe. I go live every now and then. As I said, I'll schedule it. You'll see when I'm going live. But this is In Her Opinion, where we talk about different things. So we've been heavily speaking about Diane Abbott and Kemi Badenoch, whatever her name is. At this point, I don't care. But her Nigerian last name is Adejoke, and we love that for her. We love that for her. Okay, so what's going on in the Shade Borough? UK pop culture, let's go. What's going on? Okay, so this is the first headline I'm seeing. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, it's on the Shade Borough. And it says, British man dies after 1.5k hair transplant in Turkey. Now, you see the Shade Borough here? They're very shady. Because I don't understand why the price matters. Okay? How did he die from the... Let's see. More context. A 38-year-old British man has sadly died early this week after getting a 1.5k hair transplant in Turkey. I don't know how to say, is it Martin Lachman? A former assistant head teacher from Milton Keynes is brought to be father of two. Turkish authorities have launched a reckless homicide investigation into the clinic, which has previously treated stars, including Rio Ferdinand. I don't know who's Rio Ferdinand. I don't even know. Wow. Reckless homicide. Okay. This is sad though. think people need to stop going to Turkey, because clearly it doesn't matter the surgery. Usually it's like the BBLs that kill off people, but a hair transplant? I thought that was like a routine type of thing, you know? I thought it was very low risk. That's very sad. That's very sad. Oh. Right. What else is going on? All right. Shade Borough is dead. What's the Shade Room saying? Wow, everyone's really behaving themselves. There's no really headliners today, is there? Everyone is behaving themselves on the internet. I'm not seeing any good headlines. What's going on? Come on, people, act up. Act up. Right, so if you're just joining the live, hey, people, I am Chloe Alexandra. I'm starting my live journey with you guys, and I'm really, really excited. We will be live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm currently blocked on Instagram, TikTok. They keep blocking me, so I gave up there. And TikTok was good. I had we will have like 60 people in the live with me. Like that's where my people are at. But TikTok does not want me to progress, so F them. I'm now here with you guys, and I love that for me. If you do want to follow me on TikTok, because I do great content, guys, really, really fun. It's Chloe Alexandra. Literally, it's like on the screen where it says it's Chloe Alexandra. Chloe Alexandra. Yeah, it's Chloe Alexandra, and that's where I am everywhere, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube as well. You can find me on there. So make sure you follow and subscribe so you know when I'm back on live. What else do I want to talk about right now? Guys, what should we talk about? Because right now I don't know what's going on. That's all I had. And I don't want to leave the live yet. I don't want to leave the live. I don't want... Okay, we're going to do some on hold music until I find something to talk about. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Okay. I have something. This is kind of relating to the Kemi Badenoch identity crisis. So about a week ago, I was featured on a podcast called Soro Soke. The episode is not live yet, but it's run by an amazing girl called Zainab. And she works at is a client at my studio where I'm at the moment. If you don't know, I run content studios in London called Haven Talk Studios. We do podcasts, we do a whole bunch of stuff, okay? Photo shoots, a whole bunch of stuff. We are currently in the latte suite, looking all cute over there. Can you see? I love this setup. It's super, super cute. We currently have a summer sale happening right now, 30% off all sets. We have 2 studios with 5 sets in total, 30% off using discount code SUMMER30. You can go on our website, www.haven, HAVEN, talks, TALKS.co.uk, and you can see us there and book yourself a session. Yeah, you might work with me directly or work with someone on our team. We have a lot of fun in this studio, as you can see. So, yeah, I was in a podcast with 4 other ladies called Soro Soke, and we spoke about what does home feel like. Now, Kemi Badenoch said her home is where her family is, her home is where her Conservative Party is, her home is where her husband is. And just to take the context out of what she says, I was given a similar question on that podcast, and where I feel most at home is where my community is. And that is wherever I go and there is a Black space with different nuances, Black African, Black Caribbean. I love being in a Black space because that's where I feel most safest at. And it is what it is. in terms of moving through life, I have friends from all over the gaff. Do you know what I mean? I can be in many, many different spaces, but I feel like when I'm in other spaces of the communities, I have to kind of like code switch. So in terms of being 100% myself through and through, the Nigerian girl, the baby girl, the sweet honey, the Nigerian, the black girl, the plus size black girl, I feel at home when I'm with my community. Because that's what I identify as. And then I was asked if I was given a ticket to go to Nigeria now, would I go? And I gave a 50-50 answer. I said yes and no for many reasons. I'm a second generation immigrant, I guess. My mom, second generation? Yeah, second. Because my mom was born in England and I was born here. So yeah, two. I'm second generation. And it's not that I think England is any better than Britain. I think every country has their faults and it's all scary and everything. But if everyone had a choice to stay in their home country, they would. But places like Nigeria, unfortunately, is very, very unstable. And the UK, I don't think they'll get to the extent of Nigeria, but they are definitely on that path. That's why people are leaving the UK. They're going to Spain, they're going to Australia. They've been doing this for years. But now it's a statistic. People are noticing it a lot more. If somewhere is unstable, is not viable to live in for whatever reason you believe, you're gonna go. And it is what it is. We live once and we all have the right to live the life that we want to lead. Now, when I was given this question of if I was given a ticket to Nigeria to go right now, would I go? I said yes and no. Yes, because I love the people, I love the food, I love the food, I love the culture, I love the nature, and I love everything traditionally of what Nigeria is about. I love the sense of belonging and being, knowing where your family started. I love the history, I love the art, I love everything about it. But I said no for many reasons. One, because of how unstable the economy is, as we know, as many countries are. What else? I also said no because even though within the household, I think Nigerian families can be very female-led, I feel like as soon as you step outside in Nigeria, there's not many female rights in Nigeria. I don't feel like as a woman, as a solo single person, I don't think I would do very well in Nigeria because I do feel like it's a very male-dominated society. In many ways, I mean, the femicide in Nigeria has skyrocketed. Is scary. Basic interaction with men, like even in the UK, you can be with your boys like Nigerian, but I'm not talking about British Nigerians, I'm talking about Nigerians. You can be with Nigerians maybe at a restaurant and it's time to order and you ask for a drink, you get the drink, but your partner, your friend or whatever says, brings the waiter over and says, I want, and everything's shap. It's like when they hear a man's voice, everything just alerts. That's only like a small example, but I just feel like I personally wouldn't do very well in a day-to-day Nigerian life simply because I'm a woman and I don't think it's respected as much as it needs to be. And this is very contradictory because a lot of Nigerian families I know, including my own, is very female-led. Indoors, when that front door locks, mumsy, grandma is running the things. Physically, financially, and emotionally, I'm telling you now, it's ridiculous. But I think on a day-to-day, I wouldn't do well. And that's why I would say no to moving to Nigeria right now. I think I will only go if there was like a base for me, something, I don't know. I just don't, maybe if I had a good partner to go along with, I would live there, if that makes sense. I'm not against living there. I just think, would I do well living in Nigeria, if that makes sense? But in terms of my identity, I am through and through Nigerian. 100%, and someone said, but you wouldn't live there. I never said I wouldn't live there. I said I'm 50-50. I think it depends on the circumstance and the positioning of the country. Do you know what I mean? So if that changes in some capacity, yeah, of course, there's benefits living in England and there's benefits in living in Nigeria. Like when you come to England from Nigeria, you feel stressed out because you're probably living an easier lifestyle. Do you know how many Nigerian friends, expats I have, and they say, oh, this UK is a DIY lifestyle, it's a do-it-yourself lifestyle. You must cook for yourself, you must go to yourself, you must do every single errand your own because everything is so expensive. In Nigeria, it's not the same. You have your driver, you have your cook, you have, this is if you are doing well financially in Nigeria to some capacity, but life is a lot easier. You can now concentrate on your business, the job, whatever you want to do. You don't have to do all of those labor type roles in your life, and because it's affordable in Nigeria, whereas here there's no chance. When you wake up in the morning, you must wash your plates, you must wash your pants, you must take your kids to school, you must do there's a lot of work. This UK is a DIY lifestyle, I'm telling you right now. It's stressful. You must have cash dollar to be doing that in this UK. So there's benefits, whereas in the UK, there's a sense of somewhat of stability, even though it's not enough. At least it's like on my bad day, if I get sick, I can go and see a doctor, even though it takes me 5 billion years to see one, I can go and see one. If, basically for free. If I was, I don't know, there's just different circumstances, different countries have different benefits, you know what I mean? So yeah, that question was very, very interesting. And I think another reason why I said this is going to sound so hypocritical, but it was my own personal life experience. And I mentioned on that pod saying, I don't really feel, because I grew up in a single parent household, all female household, and I've been through certain instances, I wouldn't want to be in a heavily male-led society because I don't trust men as a whole to protect me. That's a me thing. Do you know what I mean? And that might not be a country thing, but I just felt like I don't trust men enough to protect me. So I need to be in an environment where if shit does hit the fan, I can somewhat, to some capacity, be heard if I had to fend for myself, if that makes sense. So that's what I said. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. If you're still in the chat, I really do appreciate you guys for hanging on. I really, really do. This has made my day, honestly. But yeah, how's everyone doing? What's your opinion on what I've said so far? This live was supposed to be about Diane Abbott and Kemi Badenoch. We went through it early in the live. We're 2 hours in, so we have rinsed that topic, reconvened, came back, did what we needed to do. So I keep looking at my screen, and I should be looking at the camera. But it is what it is. I'm probably going to leave the live in the next about 10 minutes. I've really enjoyed myself so far. What do you think the next topic should be about? We talk about anything politics, social, pop culture, personal relationship, all of that jazz. And I need some help. I need some inspo. This politics debate about Diane Abbott and Kemi was inspired by some of my clients at the studio. Shout out to them, Coco Sisters and Chatitude podcast. And yeah, so you guys have free reign in terms of what you want me to speak about next. Let me know. And it doesn't have to do anything British. It could be absolutely anything. So let me know what you think I should talk about on this live here today. I'm waiting for your comments. Start commenting now. Comment right now. Right now. Right now. Talking about music quickly, there's an artist that I personally discovered, and I'm pretty sure he's probably been out for a hot second, but I think he's so handsome, and I know he's young, and so I don't want to feel like I'm a predator. I don't know how old he is. He might be like 23 or something, but he gets such rock star vibes. Anyway, his name is Young Blood. It's one white boy. He's so, I don't know, he has such good energy, and I think he's so handsome. I love his energy. I love his energy. And I like his music as well. I think he has more of a rock type of music style. But yeah, good energy. Love it. Love it. Oh, also, I didn't tell you guys, I have a book. That should be the first thing, I should say. I'm an author, guys. I have a book called It's Not Your Fault. Let me bring up the link. How the hell have I not... Guys, I'm here promoting everybody's madness, but I cannot promote my own. God damn. Okay. Give me a second. Let me bring it up. Let me do my on hold music. Right. Sorry, I'm just gonna share the link to my laptop. Give me a second. Give me a second. Ugh. Almost there, guys. Almost there. There we go. I should remember these stuff, but my brain is like a sieve. Can't remember nothing. Okay. One momento. Almost there. Let me share my screen. Okay, there we go. Share. And we're on the screen. Woo! Yes, so I have a book and a collection I'm working on at the moment. So far, I've released one book. And this book is called It's Not Your Fault. It's an ebook version because I'm battling with Amazon because they're taking a P. So I'm not on Amazon as of yet, but I have posted it on my website. It's called It's Not Your Fault, Reclaiming Yourself from Guilt, Boundaries, and Broken People. Now, guys, whoo, this book is heavy. I think I have a copy with me. I do, and it's all bent up. Let me just straighten it out. Give me a second. Let me take this off the screen. If you want to get the book, it's the website. It's not going to show on here, is it? Okay, hold on. What should I do? I'm just going to say it out to you guys. Is what it is. Can I put it in the chat? Oh yeah, the book. Give me a second. I'll put it in the chat. There you go. That's the book. You can find it there. www.haventalks.co.uk/books. And it's called, I have the no resale version, the hard copy. Because he's still fighting with Amazon. It'll be on Amazon soon. But right now it's an ebook. It's called It's Not Your Fault. Reclaiming Yourself from Guilt, Boundaries, and Broken People by moi. And it's basically about stop blaming yourself for bad situations. And understand when it's not your weight to carry things, whether it's when people are projecting at you, whether it's what else, just different situations, projecting, scapegoating, love triangles, understanding that if people blame you for things and it's clearly not your fault, it's not your fault. Like, stop putting other people's stress on your head. Like, stop taking Panadol for other people's headaches, basically. And understand that you don't have to always be the peacemaker and things. And yeah, like, understand what your truth is all about. Do you know what I mean? So I'll just read the first. Actually, no, I'm not going to read the first page, actually. I did a YouTube video. If you're on my YouTube, go and watch it. It's cool. I have a limited series podcast I'm doing for this book. We're going for each chapter. There's only chapter 1 is available at the moment. I need to edit chapter 2 and 3. I have that on file. I just haven't edited it yet. And we are going for each chapter. There's 10 chapters, and the first chapter is called The Weight That Was Never Yours. Yeah, and it was tough. It was a tough one because, how can I explain it? The weight is never yours. It's you to identify that when you say, I'm sorry, when you say, I didn't mean for this to happen, when that person was clearly the one who started this whole situation, stop making yourself the yes man, the victim, the people pleaser. Do you know what I mean? If that person did you dirty, they did you dirty, and it is what it is, and it's okay. And as you read the book, you'll understand, because it sounds like I'm talking to you like now, like we're on live, like we're chatting on FaceTime, because when I was in those positions where I felt like I had to kind of ponder to that person just to let that situation go, to just stop the argument, not to be combative with anybody, I had no one to knock sense into my head. I had to find out the hard way for myself, if that makes sense. So that is what the book is about. Is a whole journey of things, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. So if you want to have a nosy around and get the book, it's only $7.99. It's an ebook and you can read it in your own time. It is, you can find it, I'll put the comment in the I'll put the website in the comments so you guys can get the book. It's www.haventalks.co.uk/books, and you can scroll down and purchase your own copy today. But yeah, let me show you my studio a little bit, if that helps. I run a content studio called Haven Talk Studios. Go to the main website. Right, yeah. So I run a two content studios, one in Bermondsey in South London, the other one in Bromley by Bow, called Haven Talk Studios. And we are a content studio in London. We do a whole bunch of content, podcast, audio, podcasts, audiograms, whatever. And we've had so many people come through here. Majority of our content is podcasts, and we've had really cool people. As you can see, we've had Aloni in the studio. We've had Bella in the studio, hosted by Just to Impress podcast. We've had really fun people come through here. Really cool different setups. So right now, as you can see, this is the latte suite right behind me, and it looks very different on camera. So you can see, like, with the viral babes, you've probably known him if you're within the culture. You've probably seen him on your timeline a couple times. So that's like the couch setup there at the back. This is the same space here, and we have like a 2-person setup here. This is my other studio in South London. We've had like performances. I do have a YouTube channel called The Blue Suite where these 2 performances are, or you can just go on our website and watch them. Amazing. Shout out to Rose Queen and Love Itoya. Beautiful and amazing musicians. If you wanted me to play any of them, I can play it for you. Actually, let's do that. Let's absolutely flip and do that. Let's listen to Rose Queen's first. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Hold on. Actually, how should I do it? I might download it in the background while I keep talking. Wait, give me a second. I'm definitely gonna play it. We're gonna review it. We're gonna review it. Give me a second. Right. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We're gonna review it. Yes, we are. I need the link though. Right, here we go. Sorry, I need to put it in the chat so we can hear it properly, because if I play it from my laptop, it's gonna sound crazy. But yeah, that's how the studios run. Our prices are very like different, very affordable as well. We aim to really like bridge the gap between aesthetically pleasing sets and affordability, because definitely when I was podding back in the day, these sets were bloody expensive, and I said, no way, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be affordable. So yeah, that's what I was doing. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Download. Oh, what happened there? What happened? Is it gonna download or not? See these websites, yeah? I swear to you. Just messing me about. Download. What the heck is going on? What the frick? Okay, let's try another website. But yeah, I love making content. I really do enjoy it. Always. Like, there's never been a time where I've stopped doing content. I have been on this YouTube journey, content creation journey since I was 17 years old. I am now 28. I'm turning 29 in about a week. and a week, not week, 10 days. When's the 13th? 11 days? Something like that. My mouse is terrible, clearly. And I've been loving every second of it. I don't really care how many views I get. I'm not like a view person. I just want people to enjoy my content. I do want, obviously, my content to grow to some capacity. And I know that and it means that I need to be more consistent. But all I can do is try my best. You know what I mean? So I always that's why my lives are going to be kind of scattered, because I do them in between bookings. So like I finish my bookings today around 4 p.m. So I said, okay, let me come on live at 5. So that's why it's like that. So I try my best to what's it called? Schedule them in time so people can jump on. All right, I think I got the video. Where is it? There it is. Doing that right now. Hold on. Pause. Let me put the screen proper, man. You're just here. Just jump in. All right. So what I'm showing you is one of the stuff, like videos that we do in the studio. I started a music platform called The Blue Suite. This video has been taken in the Blue Suite, hence the name. I just thought it just goes well. I did stop the project in like 2023 because I got lazy, and I always stop and start things, but the performances were amazing, and I just want to know if I should continue finding music artists to come and perform on this platform. I wanted it to be like on the radar, colors, but just my own like little version. I'm super duper excited about it. So let me know what you think. Let's review it. So this is Roz Queen doing the freestyle. She is a Black British musician, and she's going places. She's doing big ones, and her voice is amazing. So let's go.
Babu babu didi bada ba, do 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 do. Babu babu didi bada ba, do 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 da da da, do 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 do. Wonder. Oompa loompa dippa dee do. I got the chocolate, you know you want it too. Oompa loompa dippa dee do. The vibe is a portrait, capture it too. 3 fags in a Louis bag, full facial, I'm doing drag. I am here till the kingdom come. Tell Ray bring his nephews, pour up the rum. Then we got the grey goose, I'm his favorite dog bird. Something like a raven, except he saw me first. Arms folded, he's soaking. He's home alone. A girl like Gokin. He's playing childish games. I told him Simon said. Woodless man fi dead, 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 dead. Workless man fi dead, 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 dead. Oompa loompa dippa dee do. The vibe is a portrait, capture it too. Oompa loompa diddy diddy do, diddy diddy do 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 do, diddy da da, diddy diddy do do do, da 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 da, diddy diddy do da 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 da, do da 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 da.
So guys, what do you think of Roz Queen? She's my really good friend, love her to bits, and she's just so talented. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, God knew what he was doing, not making me a singer. not making me sing at all. That was a freestyle. I called her like a day or two before to come into the studio to help me do this. And she was like, bet. And she wrote that on the train coming to the studio. I said, what? No, test pure talent. And also, I'm going to big up my editing talent because I was there switching up the camera angles and things there. So it was a good session. We had a really good session. And that one, I think on TikTok, she had over 100,000 views on that video. And then on YouTube, on 1.6 likes, 6K likes, 1.6K views on YouTube when it comes to that video. I'm actually a donor. I should just downloaded the other one at the same time. We're going to do that. So I'm going to have to do standby music again. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Right, so that was Roz Queen. Right now, I am downloading the Love Itoya one. Recently, I'll give a bit of backstory in a second when I bring her up on the screen. Come on. No, what's going on? These websites, I swear, I don't like using them because I don't want my laptop to be all janky and jacked up, but it's what it is. It is what it is. Come on. Pay too much money for this internet for you to be bugging. I swear the Wi-Fi in this country, yeah, starting to move like, oh, stush. I even got the Ethernet cable connected. Like, I'm proper geared up for this live and you're taking a piece. So right now, we just listened to Roz Queen. We're now... So let me keep my cool. Let me not come here and be doing too much. I'm now trying to download the Love Itoya one. I was not prepared to put these girls on live today, simply because I wasn't talking about them, but why not? Why not shift the narrative of the live? Because I love them to bits and they did an amazing job and they helped me with my platform. So we've got to promote them. Do you know what I mean? Why not? All right, cool. It's downloaded now. All right. Do, 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 do. Is it downloaded or not? Okay, it's downloading. Nice. Let me add it. All right, so I'm just adding it now, guys. Give me a second. Where is it? There she is. Open. Right, not yet. So right now we're about to review Love Itoya's live performance in the Blue Suite. The Blue Suite is one of the sets at my studio, and who doesn't love a good live performance? So she is a Greek Nigerian artist. She's doing amazing things. Her name is Love Itoya and her voice is amazing. I didn't know she can belt like this. Her voice is incredible. I don't know how no one has picked her up yet. She is giving Black Lady Gaga vibes and I love it. So by popular demand with my one viewer, love you, not one viewer, we're going to review it. Let's do it.
Yeah, people come out from my face, blocking interest access. Maybe get for no more stress right now. Put my phone for DND, trauma and recovery, longing for serenity. Ziggy ziggy zaga zaga, every time I scatter anything about my matter, it they carry drama probably plenty wada for my life. Me myself don't tire, enough of the fire, connecting with higher, meditation is required. I'm tired of space, I need my time. Space, give me chance. Space, space, peace of mind. I don't trouble nobody, don't you trouble my life now. Space, space, I need my time. Space, space, give me chance. Space, space, peace of mind. I don't trouble nobody, don't you trouble my life now. Space, 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 space. Me, I no go let your reggae spoil my blues. I don't live on a circle, I don't change my move. Follow my trace, what I'm louder than you. Wait till love it, how you do they go, they carry, I'm like you. Head up for me, loud on my stage, cleans up my place. Breathe in and now, rejuvenate. Pack myself up, been out on myself. Prioritize to put myself first. Every real, so no blame, every real, I feel so no blame, Onatavena, oti wewewe, otoge. Egbe kwelova, egbe vava tanokia. Space, space, I need more space, space, I need more space. I don't trouble nobody, don't you trouble my life now. Space, space, I need more space, give me space, space, peace of mind. I don't trouble nobody, don't you trouble my life now. Space, 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 give me space, 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 won't you give me space, 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 space.
Guys, oh, I got chills. I got chills. What a voice. What a voice. She actually reached out to me to be on actually a podcast. I should have never edited and never posted, unfortunately. But I asked her if she can come on this platform and give us a little freestyle, see what you can do. And she blew me away. She absolutely blew me away. If you don't support her now. Love her, Toya. Oh, got my burp up the mic. Jesus, sorry guys. Yeah, crazy work, man. That's amazing music. Amazing music. So the time is now 7:42. I have been on live for 2 hours and 11 minutes at the moment. I think I've proven my point that I will be consistent and be here. So what I need you guys to do is to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow from whatever platform you're coming from, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. I will be coming back on TikTok soon, but they banned me till the 5th of August. So until then, I can't do anything at the moment. If you enjoyed this live, please just comment, say something, it'll be nice. I appreciate you, thank you. But we had a good time today. This is the first time I had a decent amount of viewers, and it's all good because this is how the journey starts. Consistency will bring more people, and I love that for me. And yeah, my next live will probably be either tomorrow or Monday, one of the two, but I will schedule it, and you'll definitely see it on my YouTube page, and you'll see it on my schedule on Twitch as well. So if you want to know when I'm next on live, I would suggest follow me on YouTube, so you'll see the schedule there and the thumbnail to see what we're talking about. If you've got any episode suggestions, put it in the comment box down below. Let me have a look in terms of what you want me to talk about next. Today we spoke about Diane Abbott and Kemi what's her name again? Badenoch. About how different they are as beings, as politicians, and my opinions on them. So yeah. Again, follow, subscribe. I am on TikTok, same name, it's Chloe Alexandra. YouTube, it's Chloe Alexandra. Twitch, it's Chloe Alexandra. Facebook, it's my full name, and I'm not revealing that. So if you're seeing me from Facebook, hey. But Chloe Alexandra is my name. So yeah, find me where you find me, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. I had a good time today. Welcome to In Her Opinion. This is a new little live series I have. So the live is called In Her Opinion. What do you think of the name? I like it very much. I'm gonna have a whole intro and everything, guys. It's so cool. I'm all branded up. Look at me. Look at me. Look where I am now on live stream. I never thought I would be a live streamer, but here I am. So if you want to support your girl and see me on live stream a bit more, you know what to do. Without further ado, I'm going to leave you guys because I'm hungry. I want dinner and I have a couple of bits I want to do before I leave the studio today. So take care. Make sure you follow me on everywhere. If you're interested in making some content in London, I do have 2 content studios in London called Haven Talk Studios. You can go on our website called Haven Talks, www.haventalks.co.uk. We currently have a summer sale at the moment doing 30% off everything until the 15th of August. If you have any queries, you can email us. Everything, you can navigate yourself through the website and let us know if you've got any queries. But until next time, guys, love you all. Thank you and bye. I'm going to go back now. Now I'm pressing it. Bye.